All right, Devaun here with Iron Valley Real Estate. Another episode of Fireside with Devaun. Got a special guest here, Bill Lane with Southern Trust Mortgage.
All right.
Southern Trust, he thought I was gonna mess it up. Southern Trust Mortgage. So he's a loan officer, and just giving you guys words from the horse's mouth, straight from the source. This is a good guy to know, good guy to get in good with. He gets you money. So we have him on here. He's a good friend of mine. Hang out a lot. Do a lot of business together. He made a comment watching one of my earlier videos. He said the fire was out in the first 2 minutes of the video. So we got to make sure we keep the fire lit this time. So without further ado, Bill Lane. We jump right into it. So Bill, how long you been doing mortgages?
Before we get into that, I gotta tell you something, man. I love you, brother. You know what I like? Everybody wakes up. You get up. I love it, man. You and your guys, your whole team, you get at it, and you're real. I dig it. I love the energy.
Appreciate it.
Been in the business 24 years. Got in back in '96 when I was a young pup, and I'm born and raised in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
So our whole operation, I'm extremely fortunate because I get the opportunity to work with my brother. He's my best friend. He's actually the president of our operation. He's 4 years older than me.
Okay.
I'm the better looking one, more charming. So. And my best friends, lifelong best friends, guys I played Little League soccer with when we were 6, 7, all the way on up, high school friends, the whole works. It's really a good time. It's a good company. We started back in '96 here locally with a bank down at the oceanfront. We grew that. That morphed into another bank, We ended up being Monarch for a while, and now we are Southern Trust Mortgage here in Virginia Beach. We lend down the coast, eastern seaboard. We have 13 states. Again, headquartered out of here, close about $1.5 billion a year.
Wow.
I think we do it pretty well, and we do it just like we're doing right now, face to face. We dig it. It's a good time.
Yeah, good deal. So what what are some things, I don't know, maybe some things that you run into a lot with buyers, or you deal with mostly buyers, right?
Yeah.
So the buyer side, maybe like hiccups or even good deals. What insight do you have within the mortgage industry that you could tell the viewers out there?
Okay. I think the first thing is it's hard not to have some anxiety going into a transaction like this. You're talking about a lot of money. You're talking about a big life move, a commitment, the big word commitment. So the anxiety is something we really, I talk my clients through. I want to make sure, I want to find out where they're coming from and have they done this before. First of all, if they haven't, I think it takes an extra little bit of attention, a little bit of patience. There are people that come to me that this is their third or fourth mortgage, so it's kind of like let's do this, let's roll.
Repeat customers,
right? They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But you're first time buyers,
right,
or going into the next level, maybe stepping up to a higher level house. There's some anxiety there. They need to walk through it. I think that the second thing is to really break through. You have to determine, are you the emotion, and you can't be emotional. You need to separate emotions from being practical. Okay. So when you're looking at it and you're getting caught up on certain anxieties, certain emotions, and it's derailing you from your purpose, what your goal is, I think it's important to just sit down and talk them through that and really show them those things.
Right.
I don't want to say making dreams a reality because that's a tagline, that's business card. But just at the end of the day, we want to get them there because I've really seen situations where people have walked away because they just can't control the emotions of it or separate those anxieties. I'd say that's probably the big thing.
So you talk about anxieties or whatnot. I'm actually dealing with a client right now. Seems to be on the fence, kind of back and forth. He's talking about possibly renting instead of purchasing. You got any insight on that? Any words of wisdom?
Well, owning is owning. Period. There's probably the biggest anxiety. It's kind of nice to be able to pick up the phone when your refrigerator breaks or the roof needs to be repaired or whatever the case is, and call somebody else to come do the heavy lifting. But at the end of the day, we're talking money.
Right.
We're talking about trying to build wealth. You will one day, trust me, I'll be 50 this year. You will one day be 50. So to make some of these decisions at this stage in your life, to get in the game, once you get in it, you'll realize it's not difficult. But get in the game, that's the key. So I think when you look at it, yes, when you're paying rent, it's one thing if you're paying rent at a certain amount and interest rates are high. But that's not the case. We've been enjoying a long stretch, and I think we're going to enjoy a good little stretch ahead of us where interest rates are very favorable. So when you start looking at what your money can do, and I get a good rule of thumb for a VA loan, let's say, you walk in with zero down, really don't have to have any money in the bank. Isn't really a big issue, you know. Just having some of your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and your loan officer can walk you through it and get you to the finish line, so to speak.
Right.
But a good rule of thumb right now, if you really want to think about what payments you can handle, is every $10,000 of sales price. Now we don't. It's a rule of thumb, so we don't know the real estate taxes. We don't know the homeowner's insurance.
The average, kind of the average.
Right.
Yeah.
So every $10,000 of sales price, period, is going to equate to about $57, $58. So a $200,000 place, 20 times 58, you're talking about $1,160, $1,150, $1,200. What are you paying in rent right now?
Right.
200 grand can get you a nice little start. And you live there for a couple of years, you bounce out and let somebody else rent it from you.
A real nice start, actually. You talking about, especially around here in the Hampton Roads area, you're talking about with $1,200 rent, you probably get you a two bedroom, maybe a 2 bathroom, 1.5 baths more likely. But 200,000. I'm working with about 5 clients right now, and their price ranges vary from 180 to 260, but averaging out around $200,000. And I see beautiful homes, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, with a yard and whatnot. And going back to the anxiety of renting versus buying, you hit on calling somebody else to come do the heavy lifting. Me personally, I don't know if all real estate agents do it. Me personally, I preach, and I put a contingency in there for a home warranty. So I stick it in there, home warranty.
Check that anxiety out the box.
Check that anxiety out the box.
That's the communication we have to have with them. Make sure they understand these things. We've got them covered.
Yeah. So diamond plan, it covers like everything. You know, that HWA is who I refer people to. Home Warranties of America. It's like $600, but get the sellers to pay for it, and that's a stress off of everybody's back. Is like dope. So like I don't know. Like I try to walk people, coach people through, and let them know like, hey, we're here for you. we gonna make sure you're good. But I don't know. It's crazy because renting, you got security deposits and first month's rent prorated. And, yeah, whatever is like, if you get a mortgage, you save yourself even just on the front end, you save yourself upwards of $3,000-4,000. You know what I'm saying? In that first month or two.
And in my career, there have been times when it's easier to get some mortgages than it might be for some landlords to approve you to live in the house they own, because they have an emotional stake. Some of them, just like the clients that we're dealing with right now, we want them to buy, and we want them to call us in 4 or 5 years when their family expands, their life expands, or they need to relocate, whatever the case is.
Right.
We want them to call us and ask us about the next move and keeping this property. Well, they're intimately involved in that property now. They know all the walls. They know everything about the house.
Right.
Why not keep it?
Right.
And if they get locked in at a super low rate and that payment is fixed, rents go up every time. Yeah, especially if it's in a good area.
Every year, every 2 years, at the end of the lease.
Yeah, it just they go up. In relation to the mortgage payment, they go up.
Right.
So you're just going to continue to increase your net profit on it, and you keep throwing that money back into that mortgage. If they're 25 or 30 buying right now, they may be 45 and owe very little on a property that's appreciated some, and you've been able to pay down the mortgage. It's just wealth building.
So investing in themselves.
Investing in themselves, exactly.
Yeah, and then it works out either way. If, like you said, if they hold that property, they can rent it out, and now they're the landlords. They're the people. You're still not paying rent. Just go get you another mortgage, and especially with the VA loan. I mean, it works either way. VA, conventional, FHA, whatever it is. You get a second mortgage. You get a second house. As long as you have tenants in it that cover that first mortgage, right? Cover that first mortgage is just like starting from scratch, pretty much, you know. And then now you have residual income coming in with that right there. Or if you decide, hey, I don't want to deal with it, I'm moving out of state, or it's just too much of a headache, just sell it. And like you said, you have 15 years paying down that amortization, and you're gonna make money. As opposed to leaving a rental place and getting your $1,500 security deposit back.
One of the things, this is Virginia Beach. This is Hampton Roads, whatever, the 757, whatever.
Right.
This is military,
Yeah.
and we love our military. And one of the things, I've been doing this a long time, so the VA loan is a big portion of our business. Okay, I understand it.